how much experience and how much development in the craft play. Like every time we told people, I was like, it showed people one of your videos. It's like, oh yeah, you shot that with an iPhone. Right. Like you have to know what you're doing because look, I got an iPhone. You got an iPhone. Everybody got an iPhone, but everybody is not the surprise of he shot that with the iPhone is like he did that with something I got. Right. Let me see if I can do it. Right. Nah, you can't. Like you need to learn how to do this stuff, and it's a lot of hours and hours of man work that get put into this, so you know how to do it. I told you we edit our videos, and we not heavy into editing, and it's nothing I want to do. Like,
but a podcast. I mean, this is right in the pocket. What you need to do. Yeah. It's laid out. It cuts. I can see like I'm talking. It's on my face. You talk. It's on you.
Oh no, that's the good
I know you got
the sphere.
Yeah, you got to. No, you guys got to control.
We got other videos too and transitions.
Oh my!
Wow.
Yeah. Like I'm just like, and so the thing is, like, we'll shoot something and then we go back and we look at. I mean, honestly, we look at you and Tubo, and so we're looking at. I was like, well,
we just gotta put it out, because
these
things aren't out yet. That we're doing.
And I saw like the one with Dante. The first 10 minutes, y'all weren't recording. You had to go back.
Oh yeah.
That
was our first episode. Hey. We were just like,
I watched that 2 days ago. I was
let's
like,
see what happens.
Yo,
let's back it up and let's see what happens.
We really have to get him back on the show.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
man,
absolutely.
Nah, but that's how it goes. I mean, that's why I call it, successful failures. It's just a necessary evil.
Yeah,
just
you got to get out there and get your feet wet. That's just what it is.
Sinbad's father told him. He said, as long as you're willing to be bad at something for a little bit, you can be great.
That's true.
That makes a ton of sense.
That's true. So when did you get in your eyes good?
I don't know. I just know when I started having fun.
Okay.
And when I started leaning down, because at first I was just trying to make money, and that's usually the wrong compromise. But I had a camera, and I was like, okay, I can shoot a car wash, I can shoot a skateboarding event. Weddings. I was doing maternal and prenatal and babies, and I was doing just everything. And it's different when you're doing it. I was doing music videos of artists that I didn't really like, or not like personally, but just I don't really enjoy the music. So when you're editing, like you gonna hear the lyrics over and over, the song over and over. And if the song's not dope, it's just going to be it's a hard time. So now I'm kind of leaning out. Now I'm doing things that I really, really want to do versus being a gun for hire. I'm just trying to really produce content. Right now, like I said, I'm not charging anybody for anything. I just want to produce dope content. Maybe I can take that and with a situation and sit down with some leverage with somebody with a platform versus just being a music video cameraman for this guy and pictures for this person. I personally don't want to be that person.
It makes sense. You're coming to them with like a lot of content as opposed to I mean, you're already packaged. You have everything that you need as opposed to coming to them with the idea going, well, this is what I want to do and let me describe it to you. I'm like, look what I'm doing.
1,000%.
It's just going to get better from here.
Right.
And it's amazing.
Right.
It's really good.
Right. I look at Seinfeld's one of the big guys I listen to a lot. He is finding projects he has fun with every stage. I remember if you look a lot of his documentaries when NBC was trying to do something different with his show, and he was like, "No, I don't want to do that." Yeah. They're like, "Well, we have to," and he was like, "Okay, well, what they'll say, they'll pull the plug," and he was like, "Well, it's cool. I'll go back to stand up."
I'm done. Yeah.
He's like, "That's cool." He didn't threaten him. He's like, "That's cool. I'll just go back to stand up." That's real, but it wasn't a threat. It wasn't a play, and they were like, "Oh," they had to acquiesce to him because he was like, "We're doing this, or I'm just gonna go back to this other fun stuff." Yeah, and that's what you see, comedians in cars. I mean, that's literally him just interviewing people that he wants.
I love comedians in cars. I was watching comedians in cars just for the shots and transitions.
Yeah,
like the way that it's shot and everything.
It makes you want espresso if you don't like it.
And I mean, he cracked a joke about it on the last season opener, but now everybody's in their car.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, everybody's
shooting something in their car. Rappers in Hondas drinking latte. Like everybody has a car show now, and it's crazy that it's like when I first saw that he was on Crackle.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what I saw. It was on
He
Crackle.
was on
Yeah, it was
Crackle,
Crackle.
and I was like, yo.
I was trying to remember what channel
Rich-
that was.
Crackle.
Rich Seinfeld is just going around shooting stuff with iPhones and GoPros
Yeah.
and hanging out. And
Him and
now
Obama.
Yeah.
On Crackle.
And then the
Yeah.
next
No,
thing-
no.
No, that was
Crackle's
when,
Netflix.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
the first
that's when he
2 or
got to
3
Netflix.
Then he
I'm
switched
tripping.
it. But when at first it's just like, I'm interviewing my friends and I'm driving around in cars that you already knew if you a Seinfeld fan that he's in the car.
freak. Yeah, Porsche.
So it's like, I'm like, I got access to cars. I was gonna do that already.
Yeah.
I drink coffee.
Yeah.
I was gonna do that already. I'm gonna talk to my friends.
Yeah.
I was gonna do that already.
Yeah.
Let me figure out cool ways to film this.
Right.
And then you can tell it's just like, I'm just gonna do what I want to
Right.
do until
Yeah.
somebody picks it up.
Because it's really, he said it's really a talk show that's moving. Because if you look at like Letterman, he's doing Letterman or anybody else that's doing it. They're interviewing people they don't want to interview.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's just interviewing people he's either curious about or he's super friends with. And I think
Yeah.
it's just the idea of just doing exactly what you want. And, it went from there and it's got bigger and bigger. And I think anytime you do that, it's going to exude a different type of energy. And I think like what you guys are doing, you're just going after people you love. You're not going after people who are going to pay. You're not going after people that.
Oh yeah, we don't
We've
charge.
We've got no money for this.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just we like what's going on in Houston. But
Yeah.
yeah, when you do things you love, it shines through. I mean, look at him, like Joe Budden podcast. I'm like, wow.
Right.
Like nobody was listening to this for a
Which
bit,
is-
and then boom.
Right, which is funny. The management team I was working with, both of our artists that we had did records with Joe Budden. There's a song called "Go Girl," which was written by an artist named David Rush, and that was Pitbull's record. It had Trina on the end, but initially we were recording with Joe Budden's on the initial on the original, which is hilarious. Took him off because Pitt wanted to make that his first song.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when Pitbull comes calling, at the time, Joe, you gotta go.
Not then. This is.
I was about
this
to say
is-
Pitbull's
Pitbull
rise.
was still TV. He was still
Wow,
TBT.
he was
I was
still
about to say.
He didn't even.
This is do-rag Pitbull.
Yeah, he.
Okay.
Well, I think the images that you saw last before he dropped Boat Lift, I think the name of the album was. Last time we saw him was with cornrows. We didn't see him. We were just getting emails and things like that.
Yeah, Pitbull started wearing them shoes with no socks.
It's great. It was a great move.
And then the next thing you know,
It's a great move.
like
he changed that demographic he was going after.
everywhere.
That's what hurt us. We were kind of more hip hop.
So y'all were more of the Kulo side as opposed
Yeah.
to the Mr.
And
Worldwide
then he
side.
he came
Yeah.
top 40, and that
Yeah.
kind of was like, we trying to go to DJ High C
Ah,
with a top 40 record, a little different.
A
little different,
Okay.
Yeah.
good learning experience though.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Now, what kept you in Houston?
The women, the weather, the economy, and I'll say the nightlife. It's a very young city.
Okay.
I think I named them all. That's not in a particular order though.
That's funny. You know what? You're one of the and this might be a thing where I'm saying, and I think Houston has great nightlife, but Houston is also. I love my city. We just not appreciative of a lot of stuff sometimes.
We're not.
So
Yeah.
that is one of the things that people don't know. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they was like, "There's nothing to do at night. There's nothing." I was like, "Have you gone downtown? Downtown is dead." I'm like, "Have you gone down there?
Wow. Yeah.
You should probably go down there."
Yeah. He's
Like-
got a lot of stuff going on. A lot.
There's so many
we
sections,
go to
there's a
something
lot of
like
stuff.
one time.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like if we go to something one time, you're like, man, I went to downtown back in like '94, and
I know.
it was not popping.
Yeah, when
And
I first
I'm
got
done.
here, it was like it was like a section like where like Grasshopper and
Yeah.
Levels and all that, and then everything else was just kind of dead.
Yeah.
But now it's just like it's all
Yeah, now
right.
they got the whole area right near the light rail. Yeah, because you're
San
right with the
Emmanuel,
Grasshopper
all that,
and where Spaghetti Warehouse was. You hop over there, and
Yeah.
I was like, now there's so many sections everywhere of anything. Like,
Yeah.
I've been to parties where people be like, "Oh, I'm having my birthday party," and I'm like, "It's on the north side." Then I
Yeah.
go over there and I'll be like,
Oh,
I never knew that this whole thing was here.
Yeah.
I don't even know what this is, but it's just dope. Or
Yeah.
even just going to Amy's parties and going,
Yeah.
I didn't know nothing about this.
yeah. I hit up a lot of her parties. You talking about DJ Having Things?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's doing it right.
Yeah, she really is doing
Yeah.
it right.
She's doing it right.
Because you just pop up at random place. One of the places we popped up at, and it happened to be is literally across the street from my uncle's house. Like I
Yeah.
was driving, getting directed. I'm like, is that my uncle's house? And it just turns out like Boombox Taco had a spot
Yeah.
that was right there, and they like beer, all that stuff, everything. They had drinks for everybody. They had all that stuff. And then
She
free.
was in some spot, didn't even have a roof. It was just in there, didn't have a roof, anything like that. That's how I met a lot. That's how I ended up working with the not God Body Bingo, but his man. I don't know. I'm forgetting his name right now. B Val.
Okay.
He's tough.
Yeah.
He's cool too. But I seen him perform, and I was like, and I don't think he had a big following. You know, some people come out with that. But the way he was on, I was like, I gotta get him.
I understand. It seems like he's hungry. Plus, it's like, I guess shooting him aesthetically would be good because the way he moves.
He's very conscious of that.
Okay.
But when he's on stage, it plays very, very well. I was like, this guy's going. We were talking earlier about preemptive strikes. Like, just we're getting some people who are going to take. He's one of them. He got something.
Because you go back, I mean, we were talking about that in terms of Meg.
Yeah, I figured that's
we
where
were
we're
looking
going.
at videos of Meg. I mean, you and I for a while, and we're like, yo,
it's gonna be a thing.
But you know what? It's not even that. I mean, I think who we were trying to get at first, and we were talking back and forth was
Big Fats.
No, not Big Fats. Wiz Khalifa.
Oh, golly! How did I just forget his Young Deji?
Young Deji.
Where
Young Deji we were saying like we like a lot of, I don't want to call them the kids, but the younger group, because they're so into the aesthetics. Like they're in the art of, these guys are more into, I want to shoot a lot of videos and graphics and stuff like that, and these are accompanied by songs, as opposed to I need to put out an album. I feel like my generation and above is like, I need to record an album, and then we'll figure out which songs is going to get the video.
Right.
And these kids is like, man, I want to shoot like 9 things.
Yeah.
So we got to figure out how this music is going to fit into it.
Yeah, you see K-Dog making like short stories and things like that. Short film.
A whole movie.
Yeah.
A whole movie that we watched.
If you see, I think Donald Glover was the one that said it. He said, music is the advertisement.
Yeah.
And he said the bakery doesn't charge for the smell.
That's true.
Yeah. And the smell is music right now. So a lot of times that's just to draw you in, and that's why like you see, Toby like, buy merch, not music.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because like, look, here's the music. Here you go. Take it. Here's the music.
Take a video. A week. I got everything different.
Boom, 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 and then like,
buy this,
sweater,
and it makes
hoodie.
so much sense.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's what the game is. That's what they're realizing. Let me get the music out there. Let me make sure that my brand is perpetual by putting out music, putting out videos, things like that.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense. Before it's like, I keep paying for the studio time for this video, and then I got an album, and I'm not gonna really make anything back on that. It's the tours, it's the merch.
Yeah, it's that merch and
all the other
everything.
peripheral things. Yeah,
it's so good. I mean, even now, us being in Houston, I see that Travis Scott shirt everywhere.
Oh yeah,
and I'm like, that is good.
Yeah, I
wish you were here. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah,
that's good. I'm just happy to see anybody from Houston doing something.
Yeah,
like, man, that's a positive thing.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, as far as you, I guess, man, brain farted.
But I would say that going back to the merch, that's what we need to be doing. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Okay.
We're already working, because here's the thing.
I don't know. There's
that's hilarious.
Stuff's
we're definitely working on that, because
don't apologize. If you want to do some merch with us,
because that.
Oh, you would? Oh, that's awesome.
Hell yeah.
That's one of the big things where you're saying like, we've been seeing that trend as well, and I keep telling people like, a lot of the stuff that I've bought recently, as it becomes in reference to artists, are either it is some form of merchandise like a shirt or a hoodie that I can wear, or it's unless you're printing up a vinyl, I'm probably not going to buy your music. Like, that's usually how it goes. Now, there are certain artists that we've gotten to know, like, as friends, and I've literally, like, okay, that's my boy. Like, let me go ahead and buy the album. Yeah. But I'm like, you can't rely on that. Like, you can't make friends with everybody.
Yeah.
And everybody is of the mind that I can pick up, like, we were listening to Joe Budden every day. It's like, Wale album new out. It's in your phone right now.
Right.
I was like, oh, yeah, that's right.
Right.
And
why you listening?
It doesn't matter. Like, even with Wale, with that many people listening to his album, like, every time, I think DeLorean was on here one time, and he's like, hey, man, I appreciate the listen, but you do know that the one time you listened to my album, you got me 2 cents, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, you got to put that in perspective. So there's other stuff that I got to do. Now, A shirt. Yeah, I bought. So if I go to see an artist, I'm probably more likely to say, "Oh, let me go ahead and buy," especially if it's cool.
Yeah.
That Wu-Tang show, they had that Houston Rockets Wu-Tang mashup shirt.
That's
I
smart.
definitely bought that.
Sure
like I said,
did.
I'm buying that immediately.
Yeah.
And I could say like, yeah, I know. Yeah, I thought it was funny. I think about it all the time because I was like, when you bought it, I was like, that's mine. Ding, ding, ding.
No. That's my lose weight congratulations shirt.
But I can honestly say every time we go somewhere, I'll be like, oh, you getting that? All right, dang, you got the Chico hoodie? Like.